Hello guys, as we all know that a beltless pants with a stripe on the side and the wet pockets on the front is the most trending style on the pants now. That's why Novelty Fashion is bringing you the easiest, fastest and the simplest method on how to sew a wet pocket in front of a trouser, on a trouser pocket. So now, without any further delay, let's get started. If this is the first time you are checking on this channel, you are highly welcome. And if you are part of a Noble Fashion family before, thank you for coming back. So now the first thing to do is to cut the material we are to use for the wet pocket in the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now the wideness of these pieces is 3 inches. That's 3 inches. Then the length is 10 inches. The length should be 10 inches. Then the folding now, the folding is 0.5. After you have applied the gum stay like a 1.5, then you fold the side like a 0.5. That's the wideness. So that is how to fold the edit 0.5. Do it in all the 4 pieces. Then the material itself, which is the front panel of the trouser, you have to apply fussing on it, the lightest one, or you apply stay on it. So the wideness of this one now will be 3 inches. 3 inches for the wideness. Then the length will be 12 inches. The length will be 12 inches. Apply it both on both sides. So now let's mark the pocket line now. So I advise you to watch the video to the end so that you not miss any part of the training, as this, I believe this video will go a long way in adding to your knowledge. So that's 1.5. then mark 1.5 here as well, 1.5 and then 1.5. so you mark the opening of the pocket, which is 7 inches. I'm using 7 inches for here, and you mark 1.5 as well. Then you roll it straight down. So now to transfer this on the other side, now look at what I will do to transfer this on the other side. So after you have a mark it on the one side, then you place the other side on it, set all the edge and then bang it so that the chalk will transfer on the other side, so that you'll be able to, you don't need to be measuring it on this side again, and it will fall on the same line. So then just follow the chalk on it and then you roll it straight like that. So now the next thing to do now is to cut the pockets, the material we have to use for the pocket. So now the material we have to use for the pocket, the wideness of the material, that's the flap. Then the wideness of the material will be 7 inches. The wideness now will be 7 inches. That's the wideness. Then the length I'm using for this is 14 inches. It's 14 inches. So now it is in 2 pieces. It's in 2 pieces for the 2 sides. Then I've also shaped the down part. So now you will place the pieces we cut on this line straight like this. If you want to see a comprehensive video on how to sew a wet pocket, which I take you through the easiest, simplest and then the best way to achieve a perfect wet pocket, so check the link to the video in the bio on this description box. You will see the video on that. So you stitch the middle of that 0.5, which we bend the middle, not the tip. So I'll make sure that that line is straight. Then you stitch it straight. Stitch the middle of that bending. The middle we fold the middle. So make sure that you are stitching the middle now. So now when you get to this edge, you reverse. You reinforce it and make sure that that line is straight. Make sure that the 2 points is straight. This one is no longer than the other side, so you cut it like this, and then split it into two. Split it into two. Please, this place is very important. Make sure that as you are notching here, is not exceeding the stitches. So make sure you notch at the tip of that stitches, so that the wet pockets will not be too wide, at least it will not tear. So before you get to the extreme, you shape your hand, you bend the hand, you slant the cutting a bit, so that you'll be able to stitch it on the back. Then you turn it inside like this. After you turn it inside, then you put this one in, put it in, then the other side as well, you pull it inside also. Then that's it. You can see how neat it is. You don't need to be going to do ironing again, because with this method, it has given us a result already, and the line is straight. So you don't need to be using iron to bend it here again, because we have already do the folding before fixing it to the material. So you reinforce here and turn, so all the angles down straight round, so all the 4 edge round. When you get here, then you stitch it as well. You reinforce here and make sure that that line is straight. Then you stitch it down a bit before you continue on the other side here also. So now I will do the same thing on the other side also. And that is it. You can see it. You can see that you don't need to be doing the ironing again. So now let's do it on the other side again for better understanding. So now place it on and start from that point we marked, stitch it straight down to that marking, then turn it to the other side, and then you place the second one on the side, and make sure that that line is straight, that is, one is no longer than the other, and then you stitch it straight down. You reinforce here, then you cut the thread. You can see that that line is straight, the line here is also straight, that is, one is no longer than the other. So then you open it. So there are two methods in which you can use on the pocket for this one. So I will be showing you that at the end of this video for you to be able to use any of the two. Then you notch here also. Make sure that the notching is not exceeding the place you stitch. When you're about to get to the edge, you stop and you slant it like this. You can see this is a bit clearer. So you slant it like this. After you have notched all the angles, then you turn it inside. Turn it inside, and then you set it. So this illustration is a complete illustration on how to stitch a pant with a stripe on the side and a beltless one. So if this is the first time you are checking on this channel, I advise you to stick with the channel and hit the subscribe button, and then you turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I drop the continuation of the video. A lot of people have been asking me how to stitch a stripe on the side of the trouser of the pants, but this video is a comprehensive one, but I'm just dropping it a bit by bit so that it will not be too cumbersome for us to understand. So now, after you have a stitch here, the next thing to do is to fix the pockets, the main pockets on the trouser. So after you've done all the edge round, don't forget to stitch this down side. This is the down side now. Don't forget is to stitch it so that you'll be able to use it to hold the edge, at least the two edge together. So that is it. You can see it. So the next thing to do now is to do the ironing, is to iron it and then make it relax. Yeah, this is after I've ironed it. After I've ironed it, this is the back. So now you have to fix the pockets on it. You have to fix the pockets. So please look at the way I place the pocket very well. Look at the way I place it. You can see that that edge is equal at the upper part. It's equal with the trouser, not with the material. So I think I'll need to cut this side. Let me cut this side so that let me cut the red. Cut the pieces so that it will be very close to the main body. So you reduce the size, that wideness now, you reduce it, cut like a 1 inch out of it and let it remain very close to the pockets. So now just place it on it again. You place it on it and you set it with the upper part, with the main pants, the main trouser, the main panel, not with the pieces now, not with the wet pockets now. Let it be equal on the edge and you stitch it straight down. This is the inner side. Then after you stitch here now, then you turn it to your side and you place it on it like this. Place it on it like this. So now you have to set it and make it equal. So you can now measure it, whether it gives you what is okay or not. So now on that edge now, so don't make it too closer to the front, so that you'll be able to fix the zipper on it. Then you can just trim it a bit. And the next thing to do now is to fix the pocket flap on the material, so that you'll be able to use it to cover the white that is showing. That's the facing. Use the facing to cover it so that that white will not be showing again. So you place the facing like this and bend the edge. Stitch it straight down. Make sure you hold the material firmly so that it will not be squeezing. Bend the edge like this also. If you weave the material, you don't necessarily need to be folding the tip, but I don't bend mine. I normally fold the edge, so that I think that will be much neater than weaving the edge. So now after you have done that, you place it on it again and you set all the angles. Make sure that it's relaxed. Set all the angles, then you turn it like this and stitch it very close to the wet line, and that is it. That is it. So now what you need to do now, you need to stitch the upper parts, and don't start from that tip. Stitch the tip to hold it, and that is it. Then this is the main one now. So now you place your hand down and change the thread to the white. So then you turn like this, and you bend here. So here now you don't turn it inside the way we normally do the normal pockets. You don't do this one like that. So the only thing you can do here now is to weave the down parts, or you use a ribbon to bias to bend the down part. So now let me use bias for this one, but on the other side I don't use a bias. On the other side I will weave the other one. So it starts from the side that we show outside. That is the place you should stitch it from, so that it will be very neat and be able to see the outside of what you are stitching. So now stitch it all through. Make sure you set it very well. It may be a little bit difficult to do, but just take your time to fix the bias on it, because this part of the thing that will make your work to look more professional and then very beautiful. So if you think that you can't use this, you don't want to use this method, you can easily weave the edge. So just cut it here and then bend it to make the tip to be very neat, and then you reinforce it, and that is all. Yep. So this edge now, that straight line on that edge, you have to weave it. Yes, you have to weave that that side. So that is it. So now you turn it. So this place now, you trim it and make it very close to the pocket, that is to the wet line. Then you weave that side. So now that is it, and that is all about how to fix the wet pocket on a trouser. So please let me hit the like button if you enjoy this video. If you derive any value in this video, let me hit the like and then subscribe to this channel for you to be updated whenever I drop an amazing video like this. Thank you for watching and remain blessed till I bring you another amazing video again. Bye.